What's up, Wildcats? It's time for another edition of our Wildcat Way Podcast for the week. This is our 21st podcast of the year, and we want to put out a huge thank you to Moxie Java, who's sponsoring our Wildcat Way Awards for this trimester. We have our Respect was first trimester, Integrity is this trimester, and then we're finishing off the school year with Positivity. So those are our expectations for our kids in the school. So today, we have some awesome speech and debate participants and stellar speech and debate. Yeah. So would you mind sharing with Wildcat Nation your name and what grade you're in to begin with, Lucy?
Yeah, so I'm Lucy Preby, and I'm a senior on the team.
My name is Cara McDougald, and I'm also a senior on the team.
I'm Oscar Palomera. I'm a novice on the team.
What grade, Oscar?
I'm a freshman.
Freshman, yeah.
My name is Sayuri Kumagun. I'm a freshman.
Okay, so we have seniors and freshmen. So speech and debate is a little bit different of competition-wise because you guys also have a class. So throughout the school day, and could you get somebody share about our speech and debate program?
About the class.
Yeah,
Okay.
overall, yeah.
So we're TAs in the class. So we see a lot of new faces and a lot of fresh faces. And while we don't do as much of the work, it's definitely interesting to see how they collaborate from an outside point of view, whereas they're inside the class doing all the curriculum that our teacher, Mr. Smolden, gives them. These two, however, are in the class, so I'll pass it to them so they can tell us what happens.
Yeah.
Basically, we're just practicing our speeches, writing speeches. We're talking to Mr. Smolden. He's helping us out, telling us what to prepare for. What are you doing?
Yeah, like Oscar kind of said, we're writing speeches, we're preparing for tournaments. And he helps us through that and coaches us and gives us a lot of helpful feedback.
So it's similar, like this is an activity. And the neat thing, the difference is that you have like a school day class for your practice time, right? Would that be a good representation?
Correct.
Like comparing that with athletics, like usually athletics is after school's done. And you guys, yes, you compete after school's done, but you get the day like during your class time to prepare. Is that correct?
Yes.
That is correct, yeah.
The neat thing about speech and debate is that we do, like you mentioned, Mr. Smolden, we have him as our teacher and our coach. And then there's multiple coaches there's other coaches as well at Skyview and at Nampa High. And that speech and debate is a shared course. So Mr. Smolden gets to have Skyview and Nampa and Columbia kids. How does that work in your classes? And has that been neat to be able to get to know other kids?
Yeah, I think that it's definitely really cool because you end up meeting people from all the schools. It also means that since we have class together, not only do we have like the same coaches, but we have after school practices together, bus rides, all the trips, it's all together. It also means that in certain debate events like Congress or something, you're going in already knowing maybe like a third of the finalists.
Yeah.
So it's really good there, as well as you end up meeting people from different schools, getting broader opinions, even if it's just broader, meaning not just your own school, and you end up meeting a lot of cool people. So
Yeah.
it's great.
How has speech and debate, like being a part of it, and you guys being freshmen, how is that, and you guys being seniors, how does that impacted being a part of that and getting connected? Has that helped your academics and that to start your high school careers off, and as you've gone through for 4 years and all the things that you do at Columbia High School?
We all come lines, right? Yeah, sure. I think it definitely helps you in English class. Like it helps you anytime you're getting into an argumentation unit. Speech and debate is like a year-round argumentation unit and like a year-round essay writing unit. So it's helpful there. And it ends up, you learn how to deal with conflict a little bit better, I think, sometimes and you learn how to deal with high stress environments, I think, because tournaments can be pretty stressful, especially debate. So you end up getting better at that and just like general public speaking.
Yeah, Car, how has that impacted you?
On the senior end side of things, as we've grown for 4 years, a lot of the connections that I've had have specifically stemmed out of speech and debate. It allows me to network a lot more as a senior. It's especially helpful going into the college season and applications. a lot of the seniors have gotten ourselves out there like a lot in our community and a lot within the speech and debate realm. A lot of us have very big names and very big titles. So I think connections and communication has been especially important through the 4 years of speech and debate, as it allows me to get ready to apply and to meet new people.
Now it's interesting to hear from our freshmen.
Yeah, it's basically the same what they said. It's made me definitely a better writer for argumentative essays. And whenever we have to discuss something like argumentative in class, it's allowed me to meet a lot new people. Tournaments, you meet like tons of people in, Congress, during speech events as well. And, I made lots of new friends and it's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Lucy and Oscar mentioned, speech and debate definitely helps you like connect with more people, and it helps you in English classes, writing essays, et cetera, all of that. As a limited prep kid, someone who does like extemporaneous speaking and impromptu, it also helps me like go with the flow, essentially, make up things on the fly, even if I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is impromptu right here. This interview. Being freshmen, did you guys plan to like were you like super excited about knowing what speech and debate was about and being a part of the class? Like, oh no, I'm going to be a part of that as a ninth grader, or did you just take the chance and say like, oh yeah, this is cool, I want to stick with it?
I can't speak for Oscar, but the moment I saw it like in the list of classes that's available for registration, I knew I wanted to take it. Yeah.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Oscar?
Yeah, basically just when I saw a list of registration classes, I thought I was like, I get to argue with people and prove why I'm right. I think it's pretty cool.
And has it been everything that you were hoping it to be?
Yeah, it's basically been that.
Awesome. What would you guys, being seniors now, being in it for 4 years, because we have course selection coming up very soon, where hopefully we see some eighth graders watching this video. What would you say about taking a leap and just trying it out?
Oh, stepping out of your comfort zone is a big thing in high school. Trying new things, meeting new people, you get out of that comfort zone, that little bubble that you were in middle school. And speech and debate has absolutely opened my world beyond what I could even imagine. Seeing new viewpoints, meeting new people, understanding different opinions. It seems scary at first, and public speaking is a very daunting thing for a lot of people. But if there's one thing I can say, despite the fact that we literally compete for speech and debate and get judged by actual people, no one is judging you. You're speaking your mind, you're getting your opinion out there. And it's very important in like where we are in the world to like speak your mind. And it's really important that coming in as a ninth grader, like you bring fresh ideas to high school.
That was well said. So I asked Mr. Smolden, wanting to get you guys on, and I'm like, hey, who should come on this podcast? And he brought up your 4 names. And really, it was right around the time when you guys had a big competition at Columbia before Christmas break. And so talk about that competition that you guys had.
So Holiday Havoc, that's the big one that we host. We're actually also hosting state debate this year, so show up to support it, I guess. But it's at one point it was the biggest speech tournament in Idaho. I'm pretty sure it still is by number of entries. It's huge, and I think it's the most fun of the year. I think everyone thinks it's the most fun of the year, but I'm biased. It's all Christmas themed. It's beginning of December, so like her parents were dressed up as like Santa and Mrs. Claus. We usually have like
awesome.
Santa, and this year like first place wins Santa hats, and it's the first speech tournament now, like of the year, like of our competitive season that will normally have finals. So it's huge, and it's really competitive, and it's usually a good early determiner of like who's going to do well at state and stuff like that. So it's usually a really good time.
So very good. Thank you, Lucy. Interesting about the feedback that you get then when you're competing, because you mentioned judges and things like that. And sometimes not everything's black and white, like being able to judge kids in their performances, right? Is it good feedback that you guys get, and how has that improved your skills?
I think I can start by saying it is absolutely like crucial feedback, whether it's the smallest little thing of like make sure you step this way or have a bigger exaggeration. Like overall, I think almost all the feedback I've taken from my judges has made me a better competitor. I think it's like super important. And again, ending it off, it's like all of that feedback I've accumulated since my freshman year. I'm gearing up to win state, to be honest. It's really exciting.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Looking at the next couple tournaments that we have coming up with our freshmen, you don't know what is what yet, but have you guys circled or looked at the calendar and like, oh, I'm excited for this event coming up?
Well, we have a tournament this weekend, Meridian Madness, I believe it's called. And yeah, we're all excited for it. There's going to be a travel tournament. It's going to be Rigby, I think. And yeah, we're all excited for those tournaments.
How did you guys do as freshmen in the last couple tournaments?
We both made it to finals, and I got first in radio.
Yeah, actually, Holiday Havoc was probably my most successful tournament like ever in my admittedly short speech and debate career. Yeah, tournament champion, guys.
That's exciting. Champion as a freshman. That's something to be proud of.
For the novice division.
That's great though.
Yeah.
That's great. So yeah, how many different divisions are there? Like, or does it depend on by the tournament?
Right. So there's novice divisions and varsity divisions, but sometimes like for some tournaments, those novice divisions will not be there. It will be like an open competition. And so that gives you really a chance to get to know more people, get to know what like competing in a higher level might be like. Yeah.
That's awesome. Anything that you guys would like to showcase before we end this podcast and put yourselves out there?
If you're worried about joining speech and debate, like if it's something you're nervous about, join it scared. I think like it's kind of daunting because people don't like public speaking. I joined hating it, but I think once you build confidence in one area of your life, like even if it's something minor like speech and debate, it naturally builds in other places. So if you're like kind of on the fence, or if people are like, oh, I like debating, I like this thing, but I don't like talking in front of people, like do it scared. We have some of the best coaches, I think, in our area. Our coaches were incredibly successful, and they're so smart. So if it's something where you're nervous about it, try it.
And coaches that have just graduated and been through the program to know and can relate to you guys, like about about your worries and how to make you better, right?
I want to mention that like there's always something for someone. I want to emphasize the fact that we have 14 speech events to compete in and 3 debate events, 2 of which Mr. Smolden teaches in class. If you try one thing and don't like it, try another. I started off in arguably one of the worst debate sections that I ended up hating, but instead of quitting and realizing that I didn't like that, I tried a different speech and a different debate division, and I ended up enjoying that so much more. So don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to change those things once you do try them, because there's always something for someone out there.
That's well said. Yeah. And I want to showcase Mr. Smolden. He's doing an excellent job at all 3 schools. I know that Columbia, we're progressing up. We're moving up in the ranks and getting higher rankings, in places in each of the tournaments. And I know that's the same at Nampa High and Skyview as well. So something I'm really proud of our speech and debate program as a whole. So, all right, Wildcat Nation, let's find a way to support our speech and debate students. They step out and get out of their comfort zone and really have done a great job, and I'm super proud of them. So, Wildcat Nation, we love you, and have a great weekend.